Oh no. Obviously we are using it. And here we go, we're getting into game number 1 of our fresh best of 3 semifinals match. And spawning in the top right hand corner of Frostline, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the blue Protoss, representing himself, currently teamless but deserving to be on the team. It is Creator, the favorites to win the entire tournament. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Terran player, the red Terran, representing Team Hyper 1. It is HonMonO. He's doing proxy. He's setting up for a proxy. Also, if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you believe will take the series. Best of luck. Best of luck in the chat. As we are setting up for that proxy, Rax has been placed. Interesting. Now, something that HonMonO has been very fond of recently is Proxy Marauder, but based on this location, he's not really set up for any kind of add-on here, so this looks just like Proxy Reaper. Just Proxy Reaper, I would imagine, into a follow-up, into an expand back at home. We'll see how committed HonMonO is going to be. And again, welcome one and all to Frostline. Frostline is the largest map when it comes to the newest maps, not including King's Cove, not including Neon Violet Square or Abyssal Reef. Outside of the older maps that were introduced, this is the largest of the new maps. So Fire Creator, he does fully wall off at the Reaper Cliff. Reaper's on the way. But HonMonO, he's sticking around. Are we going Proxy 111? Probe Scout does confirm that the production is missing. Production is missing. Show us the factory. Are we going Proxy Tank? There's a factory. Now, this could go a couple different ways. This could either be Proxy Tank. This could be Proxy Widowmine. Proxy Cyclone. Into Medevac, into Drop. But regardless, one base all in. This is straight up a one base all in out of HonMonO. One way or another, the series is, or the game is soon to end. As Creator is still trying to figure out what's going on. He's trying to figure out what exactly is happening. Oh, we are in fact going for the tech lab. Okay. Let him cook. Reaper dives into the main. Oh. We'll be threatening the workers. The Stalker will respond, and that's going to be one probe going down. Not bad. But the Reaper should get away. Yeah, it does pull out. Gets eyes on the expansion. Creator behind this, making one Stalker at a time. There's the add-on swap. Okay, what's it going to be? Cyclone. Give us the Cyclones. It has to be, right? Yeah, Proxy Cyclone. He's an animal. It's not just Proxy Cyclone. We have a factory back at home. I would imagine Cyclone with Hellion reinforcements, right? No. Second Tech Lab. He's going Mass Cyclone on one base. He's crazy. Okay. He's going Mass Cyclone. Interesting. Now, we have seen builds like this in the past. I want to say that we had like a variation of this on, not Oceanborn. No, yeah, Oceanborn. We had a variation of this from Dolan. Dolan, he did have a proxy factory, like one base all in, but Dolan did go like Cyclone with Hellion reinforcements in TVP, and he was able to actually find some success with that. But that was in the previous patch. That was with the old Cyclone, not this one. This is the old Cyclone. You know what I mean? Here we go. The boys are being pulled to repair, to help buffer, to help support. Main army moves out. Ooh, and HonMonO, his reinforcements might get caught here. Creator, he pulls away. Pulls back home. No shield battery. Uh-oh. No shield battery here. So, well, there we go. Shield battery's now on the way. But is it too late? Observer does get eyes on the army. He does get eyes on the Cyclones. Racks into the main. Cyclones have arrived. Shield battery's not ready. No showing Creator. He's getting caught with his pants down. The lock-ons, they do lock on the Stalker. The Stalker is going to go down. Massive pickup. Cyclone pulls away. Does survive. Second Stalker falls. There's nothing left. There's nothing left here. The main army falls. We do have one Immortal, though. Shield batteries are cancelled. Shield batteries are denied. But HonMonO is not done. He has to push into the main. We do see 3 gateways are done. 3 Stalkers at a time. 3 Stalkers are warping in. And again, HonMonO, he has to do more than just kill the natural. I would assume so. But HonMonO is expanding. CC back at home. He's crazy. Up to 5 Cyclones going for the expansion. The Nexus is going to fall. Oh! Creator's going to try and save it. He pulls the boys. Boys are being pulled. Decent damage with the Cyclones. They kite well. They catch a Stalker. Oh! The lock-on! He gets the Prism. Prism goes down. The Warp Prism, the Stalker, the Local Rage is crazy. The Immortal goes down as well. So does the Natural. This is getting out of hand. This is getting out of control. The Mass Cyclone breaks through. Resets the Immortal count. Takes down the Warp Prism. Down to 3 Cyclones. Takes down another Stalker. And from here, HonMonO, he can pull away. He can pull away. He can expand. He can macro. Whew. He can macro up. As there's no need for HonMonO to push in. There's no need for him to push into the main. He can just chill, he can just build up. Macville accelerators on the way. Natural expansion. Additional Raxes. Starports in production as well. Even going for the Cyber Core, no shot. Cyclones, they do so much damage to buildings, it's crazy. I mean, the Cyber Core's dead, straight up. Goes down. For the price of 1 Cyclone, oh, soon to be 2. 2 Cyclones full. Without no more Stalker reinforcements, but Creator, he's pushing. But he's stuck on 1 base. Creator, he's committed. One way or another. I mean, he has to counterattack here and now. Moving out with additional Stalkers, looking at the units tab, it's going to be 6 Stalkers and 1 Immortal, 1 Sentry for Creator. HonMonO, he does spot the Observer. Getting into Macfield. Boys are being pulled to repair. But with the help of that 1 Immortal, I want to believe Creator, can he pull this up? Get nice juggling, breaks the lock on. Oh, the Prism! Oh my god, the Prism goes down! Oh god. The Prism does fall. And without the Warp Prism, he has no high ground vision. I mean, he can make a hallucination, I guess. But no high ground vision. Tech Lab gets saved. Immortal pushing in. Oh, the lock-ons are brutal. Creator, he has rebuilt the Cyber Core, rallying across the map. Creator, he's up to 8 Stalkers, 2 Immortals. But Macville Accelerator's just finished. Oh boy, tank is on the way. HonMonO, he's stabilizing. He has a higher worker count. He wants to expand. Oh, he's been making Hellions. And 3 Hellions, they one-shot workers. No shot. The proxy Hellion. Oh, yeah, he gets in. Gets into the middle and he can one-shot probes. They can't line up. Oh my god. They can't afford to. Some of them do though. 5 probes going to be going down. 6 probe kills even. 8 probes. 9 probes fall. Creator, he's down to 13 workers. He barely has an economy. He's completely all in. We'll take down a Cyclone. HonMonO overextending. Tank laid to siege. Both Vikings fall. Army drops in. Yeah, miscontrol here from HonMonO. Loses the tank, loses both Vikings. Creator, he can still pull this off. And there's not enough left here behind this. Only 2 Cyclones. Going into tank production. Boys are being pulled. Creator, he can do this. He's doing it. The counter all in. There's 1 tank. Oh my god, the tank will be able to siege up. 2nd tank on the way. Massive warping of slow lots here for Creator. And it looks like he should have enough. Big shot on that one. Up. Tank is under fire. Repairs not in time. Tank goes down. And the all-in into all-in Baffy. Oh my god. Creator is micring his heart out. Takes down 23 SCVs. Evens up the worker counts. These 2 Cyclones doing a lot in the back line though. Oh my god. They shut down a lot of the Stalkers. They're going for the Immortal. At least trying to. Ooh, 1 Cyclone goes down. 1 Cyclone left. Takes out the Stalker. The Immortal goes down. Up. Gets a tank though. Very scrappy game state here. The Immortal falls, so does the tank. Prism gets the hell out of here. And HonMonO, this is very similar to what we saw from GG Machine, if you recall. Between HonMonO and GG Machine. Where HonMonO, he has mules. And that's a lot of mules. He mules his heart out here. Even though HonMonO is down to 1 SCV, he has an economy. Creator back at home, he's stuck with half a base here. He's trying to warp in. Mules can't repair, bear that in mind. And that Cyclone needs some support. There we go. SCV's coming in. The lock-on! The lock-on! The Prism! Prism goes down! Oh, the Cyclone has to get the hell out of here. He's trying to repair, but he can't. Gets a lock-on. Gets a Stalker. Jesus. Oh my god. One Stalker left, but a Lock-on is all it takes. There it is. GG gets called, and HonMonO, he does it. Takes game 1. Gah. GG, well played. HonMonO takes the first game. You know what's crazy? Again, this is the fixed Cyclone, and the range, the lock-on range on the Cyclone is absolutely insane. It's crazy. Oh my god. Even when it's fixed, it's still broken. Oh my god. GG, well played. HonMonO does take a lead in the series. Now we're getting ready for game number 2. Oh boy. Aye. As we're getting ready here for that second game. 13 workers to 1. I mean, mules. That was like, he had like 5 mules working overtime at the natural. 5 mules, 2 CCs. 13 probes don't mean much in the face of that. Ooh, and here we go. We're getting into game 2 here. Let's go. We'll see if Creator can bounce back, or if HonMonO makes it to the finals. Here we go. Here we go. I see G Jesus in the chat. Are these games hosted on the fixed Cyclone patch? All tournaments have been played, or not just ours, but all tournaments out there are being played on the Observer Cyclone patch. Oh, sorry, the Cyclone fixed mod. So you shouldn't have seen any tournaments actually play with broken Cyclones. That shouldn't be happening. It's possible maybe there's a fringe tournament out there that doesn't know about the fix, that doesn't know about the mod. It's possible, but that shouldn't be happening. At least when it comes to all the major events. And all the major weeklies. But here we go. We're getting into game number 2, and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Whispers of Gold, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the favorite player to win the entire tournament, but he is down in the series. We'll see if he can recover. We'll see if he can bounce back. It is Creator. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran player, the Red Terran representing Hyper 1. Leading the series 1-0. He's an animal. He's crazy. He's the most honorable of honorables. It is HonMonO. Here we go. Ooh, crazy it hasn't been fixed on the ladder yet. Yeah, it's one of those things where, you know, as the community, we can fix it ourselves for tournaments, but we have no control about fixing it on the ladder, unfortunately. So there's only so much we can do. Only so much. But a shout out to the person that of course did create the mod itself. There's actually a couple of mods out there that have fixed it, different variants of course, but they all, you know, all roads lead to Rome. They all fix the Cyclone. Do love to see it. Ooh. There's actually multiple bug fixes in this mod. It isn't just a Cyclone, but the Oracle is also bugged in game. The Oracle is supposed to have 9 range for Revelation, for its cast range, and currently on the ladder it's 12. It's like max rate. It's crazy. So that's also fixed in the mod. So Revelation cast range back to what it should be, which is 9. There's like a couple of other little bug fixes as well. So do appreciate the people behind the mod. Do appreciate it. As for now, Rax Expand. Economic opener this time out of HonMonO, going for a Rax Expand. So far so good. Meanwhile, Creator back at home going for a Gate Cyber Expand. Okay. Here we go. Now when it comes to our setup here, even though HonMonO is going for an economic opener, something to bear in mind is that HonMonO, he almost always all-ins in TVP. He's very aggressive, he almost always all-ins, and this looks like the beginning of a 2-base all-in. What I'm referring to here, there's a second Rax into Factory, we should be seeing a third Rax. If we see a third Rax before Starport, it means that HonMonO will most likely get into his natural and then pull the boys on 2 bases. Just because of how delayed the Starport and delayed that kind of medevac support is. Meanwhile, Creator back at home is going to be opening up Robo. Very safe opener. Now, the way this works here, there's 3 different kind of tech paths you can go through in TVP or in PvT. It's Robo, Twilight Council, and Stargate. Robo openers are typically the safest to go for. Typically, I mean, there's fringe case scenarios where maybe faster blink is more beneficial to you. But with a Robo opener, what it provides you is early detection with the Observer, early Immortal production, and early Colossus production. If you're up against something like a 3 Rax, and the hallucination does confirm the setup here, Starport before 3rd Rax, interesting. 2-on-1. Very interesting. Okay, it's going to be a 2-on-1 here by HonMonO. What does this mean? Stim timing with 16 Marines and 2 medevacs. So we should be seeing an add-on swap here, starport with the factory, with the reactor, into double medevac production, into a 16 Marine move out. This is a build usually reserved for Zerg. So this is very unusual. Not unseen in this matchup, but rare nonetheless. So HonMonO going for a 2-1-1. But again, Creator back at home. Again, early Observer production, early Immortal production, early Colossus are available to him. Speaking of early Colossus, there it is, the Bay. Again, this is one of the strengths of a Robo opener into a fast Bay, into fast Colossus. The downside, of course, is that Creator has nothing to threaten his opponents. Outside, like, unlike going for a Blink-based opener or going into Oracles or Phoenixes, where he can harass Mineral Lines, he can poke in, he can pick off stray units. With a Robo opener, you're stuck at home. You're stuck at home instead. Now, we do see Creator taking quite quickly into Blink. This is concerning to me, just because there's a lot of resources invested. Oh, okay. That makes more sense. I was gonna say, that's a lot of resources invested into tech, going for the Bay and Blink, but he canceled the Bay. He canceled the Bay, so he is going to be fixated on Blink initially, and he's going into a Templar Archives into Archons. There is a little bit of indecision going on here from Creator, which is a little bit concerning, and here comes the drop. Here comes the 2-1-1. Stim is done in 5 seconds. Marine's going to be unloading, and can Creator hold his own? But now he does zone the drop away. Unloading towards the natural. Army stims in, going for the Cybercore. Oh! Trying to catch a Stalker. Doesn't quite get it. Creator, he holds. So far, so good. He holds on. He has his shield battery ready. He defends his natural. Meanwhile, dropping to the main. But Creator should be able to keep up. HonMonO gets a pylon, but not much more than that. Up! Barely gets a pylon. Barely! Does leave one Marine behind. Feels bad, man. Marine gets left behind, but does get the pylon. But what's important here is that Creator holds. Creator, he does hold, does defend, and now he's getting to Storm. Storm is on the way on 2 bases, additional gateways as well. Creator, he delays his 3rd base in favor of extra gateways, so very safe play here by Creator. So far, so good. Meanwhile, HonMonO, he does reinforce. Behind this, interesting, getting into early tank production. Very early tank production here from HonMonO. So 2-on-1 into what looks to be the setup for, I'm going to say 2 base all in. Yep, there we go. We pull the boys. Makes sense. It's HonMonO. He always pulls the boys back. Always. The boys are being pulled. It's going to be a straight up 2 base all in. And Creator, he's in the dark as to what's going on. Storm is almost done, though. Storm is done in a couple of seconds. He needs a little bit more time. 10 seconds away. Drop into the main. Stalkers are ready, but they do unload. Army does unload in time. Taking down the Stalkers. Tanks, they will siege within range of the tech. Ooh, depowers the Robo. Uh-oh. Robo gets depowered. Cybercore under fire. Storm coming in. Storm creates the army. There's one more Storm left. Ooh, massive Storm on the fire. Tank goes down. A nice pickup. Oh my god. Medic falls as well. And so will the final tank. Just barely goes down. Very nice pickups here by Creator. But the army rotates over towards the low ground. Takes down the pylons. Liberator is sieged. Oof. Liberator does a lot of damage here in the back line, but is cleaned up. Creator, he's holding. Supply block, though. His supply block. Robo was killed. And gateways are depowered. He can barely reinforce, but the army is overstimmed. Oh my god, another Storm comes in. A massive Storm. And with that final Storm, it looks like Creator holds. Yeah, Creator, he holds. He shuts down the medevacs. GG gets called, and Creator, he ties it up 1-1. We are going to the ace match. Whew. GG. Oh my god. A very, very intense hold there. Very intense game. Again, the Storms were the MVPs. We had some very juicy Storms coming out from Creator. Likewise, he was able to keep up with the drop play, able to deter too much of a commitment there from HonMonO. And GG. GG well played. We are going to the ace match. Oh my god. But yeah, that was a unique one though. Again, the initial 2-on-1 is something that we saw rise in popularity like end of last year. Like kind of like the tail end of 2023, we saw players like Bjorn, players like Maru going 2-on-1 in TVP. They also were going 2-on-1 in TVT as well. It was a crazy era last year in StarCraft. But it only lasted like a couple of months and it kind of died out. It was like trendy for a little bit. So interesting to see HonMonO bring it back, but with his own twist. 2-on-1 into 2 base all in. So the goal there, I'm sure, is that the 2-on-1 keeps the Protoss player busy, keeps them contained, and hopefully lures them into a false sense of security. If Creator had taken a 3rd base, he would have been in trouble, but remember, he didn't. Creator, he stayed on 2 bases, playing very safe. Very safe play out of Creator. Didn't overextend, didn't take a third, didn't expand too greedily. And did pay off. And now we're getting into game number 3. We're getting into the ace match, and spawning in the top right-hand corner of Ultra Love, we have the South Korean Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, bringing us here to the ace match. Can he bring it home? Can he make it to the finals? Again, he's the favorite player, but it's been an intense series. It is Creator. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the red Terran player representing Team Hyper 1, being forced into the ace match. Can he bring it back? It is HonMonO. Here we go. 2-on-1 really bad versus Toss. It has its place, but it's really niche. It's a really niche build, and I think the power of a 2-on-1, we have seen it work. Again, I was mentioning how last year we saw Bjorn embrace it, we saw Maru do it, we saw Clem do it. Where it really did work out quite well is against Phoenix openers, as you can imagine. If it was a Stargate Phoenix opener, this was back when Phoenix openers were more meta. So, I mean, I guess that's another reason why, like, 2-on-1s died out in TVP is Phoenix openers also died out as well. True. they did also die out. But again, something like a Phoenix opener, they can have more success. But again, Stargate builds in general, Stargate openers have fallen out of fashion. They've fallen out of favor nowadays. They're not as trendy as they used to be. Not as trendy. And again, HonMonO, clearly, like, his 2-on-1 was leading into the all-in that we saw. But here we go. We're getting into game number 3, the ace match. So far, looks like an economic opener. Single gas, racks, expand. Reactor before CC. Interesting. This is going for the reactor, then followed by the command center. Overall, economic start. Now, as a reminder, just because the opener is economic doesn't mean it's going to be a standard game. HonMonO, he's an animal. He goes all in time and time again. This, most likely, is the beginning of a 2-base all-in. I'm calling it a little bit too early here, I will admit, but it's usually what he goes for. Like, a macro game in TVP is not really HonMonO's forte. He can macro against Zerg players, true. I mean, he can get a 3rd base and a 4th just for mass cycling. Aye. But we'll see where this leads us. So far, interesting. HonMonO, no SCV Scout. No SCV Scout, no Reaper Scout either. Really greedy, actually. So he went Marine, Reactor, into a CC, of course, into a 2-1-1 setup initially. 3-1, there we go. This is more standard. 3 Raxes, late Starport, building up early Bio, early tank production. Basically, the main bulk, or the main, the backbone of this kind of build here for HonMonO should be tanks. Should be. Curious. Going for the Reactor out on top. Okay. You have my attention. Is going Reactor on the initial factory. I'm curious if he's doing this just for initial Hellions, just for scouting. So this could just be just 2 Hellions to move out across the map. Remember, HonMonO, he has no idea what's happening. He has no idea what's going on. Speaking of, back at home, Blink. It's going to be a Twilight Council opener into Blink. We have 2 gates so far. It looks like 2 gate Blink into a 3rd, but I wouldn't be opposed to Creator throwing down a 3rd gateway, just to be safe. Like, especially against HonMonO, I feel like safe plays is ideal. So we'll see if he throws down another gateway. Yep, there it is. So there's a 3rd gateway. So again, just really safe play here by Creator. 3-gate Blink from our Protoss into a delayed 3rd. Meanwhile, the main army moves out. There's those 2 Hellions that we spoke about. Meanwhile, add-on swap, yep, into Tech Lab. So it looks like only 2 Hellions initially to get into the mineral line. Ooh, Adept is going to be going down. No shield battery. Shield battery's not ready, not done. Hellions going for the mineral line. Probes are pulled away. They're lighting up. Oh my god. 2 probe kills, only 2, thankfully. Meanwhile, more Hellions coming to reinforce. Once again, they go for the main. They're going for the probes. 3 Hellions do one-shot probes. If they line up, there we go. So far, 6 probe kills, getting up to 9. Getting up to 11. 13. Oh no, they're going to get more. 14 worker kills. They rotate over towards the natural. Down to 2 Hellions, but that's going to be 15 probes. Oh my god. 16. Far too much damage. Again, Creator, he was caught with his pants down. He wasn't quite ready for this. Was not prepared for this kind of aggression, and with that, an entire mineral line falls. 16 probes, that is insane. And back at home, remember, we had the add-on swap into tank production. It was only 4 Hellions into tanks. Tanks are building up, bunkers on the way, and all HonMonO has to do is survive the counterattack. Speaking of, here it comes. Blink is done. Stalkers towards the main base. A bunker and tank already in the low ground, but not on the high ground. Also, I thought that was a bunker. That's an eBay. Never mind. Stalkers, they dive in. They catch reinforcements. Not bad. 2, 3 Marines. More reinforcements on the way. The tank, again, out of position. And Creator stays out of tank range. Oh, the Prism! Prism goes down. Massive pickup. No more reinforcements. Going for the tech lab. Second tank has arrived, though. Siege is up next to the base. Oof. Tank fully going up. Nice snipe here on the gas geyser. And we'll see what else Creator can get done here. Tempted to go in the tank, but now he gets out. Does dive out. HonMonO is still up in worker, still up in economy. This was good damage, but he needs more. There we go. He does get into the mineral line. Tank's out of position. 2 SCVs. Oh, but he bleeds out 2 Stalkers. 3 Stalkers. Not so worth it for Creator. 3 Stalkers for 2 SCVs and what was that, like 2 Marines. Back at home, Creator working towards another War Prism to reinforce. Still being active. And I don't blame him. Like right now, there's a lot of pressure on Creator to do more with these Stalkers. It's not easy, but he has to either find a tank, get more Marines, get more SCVs. He has to do something. The pressure is on. Meanwhile, HonMonO again, his goal here, defend. Just defend. Safety turret, just in case there are DTs. +1 attack is on the way. And HonMonO is up to 3 tanks, soon to be 4. And I feel like once we get up to 4 tanks, HonMonO can move out and he can pull the boys. He can pull the boys with this as well. But Creator coming in to the natural. Comes in from behind. Gets 3 workers. Oh, not bad. Saves all the Stalkers. Very nice control here by Creator. Saves all of his Stalkers. Gets away. Has a second group here outside the main. And when HonMonO does pull the boys, when he does commit, Creator, he has to slow it down. He has to do whatever he can to slow it down. To get eyes on it. To scout it. Scan reveals no third. Creator still on 2 bases. Taking into Storm. Now, HonMonO, upon seeing no third base, what does he do? He expands. He's crazy! He's expanding. I like this, actually. I really do. I mean, especially, like, considering the 2-base play of Creator, it's so risky to commit to an all-in when your opponent is playing as safely as they are, right? When your opponent isn't expanding. Now Creator takes a third, but, again, it's a late third. So, HonMonO, for the first time this series, he is throwing down an expansion, getting a third CC. Let's go. And are we going to embrace a longer macro game? I mean, HonMonO does have an advantage, so getting into it, I mean, he can get into a macro game. It's true. He can do so. Catches out 2 Stalkers, getting a third. 3 Stalkers go down. 2 more maxes, getting up to a 5-rack setup. HonMonO, he's still scanning. Oh, he misses the third base, though. Likewise, there we go. He spots a transfer, so he knows. He should know now that there is a third. Now, what does he do with this information? Now that he knows that Creator's expanded, does he just pull the boys anyway, despite having a third CC? I'm sure it's tempting, I'm sure. But like, Pap, just hold off, just expand, just macro. Just macro, Pap, just macro. You don't have to commit. No, okay. He's just establishing his third. It's fine. We can just calm down. We can be civil. Okay, we're good. The observer confirms. Creator, he sees the third base. He does see the saturation. Scan reveals saturation at the third base. And we're macroing up. We're getting into the mid game. Let's go. For the first time. Getting into the mid game here. Bay is on the way. Forger +1. Charge as well. I believe Storm is already done for Creator. And as we embrace the longer game, as it looks like, oh, HonMonO did snipe the observer. Did snipe the observers, moving out. He now has ghosts. He has EMPs. Does make his way across the map. Creator does spot the move out. And again, he has 3 High Templar. He has 3 Storms, at least. Storms are coming in. Tanks do siege. Ooh, the Vikings, they hit his zone away the Prism. Yeah, the War Prism can't fully engage. Creator being forced back. Tank sieging up. Army sieves in. No EMPs yet. HonMonO playing it carefully, playing it slow. Colossus production has begun, so Creator is not just working on with Storm, he's going to be working with Colossus as well. Taking the 4th base. Bold move by Creator, going for the 4th. If HonMonO sees it, he can deny it. Speaking of, he does check, he does confirm. Army comes in from behind, the tanks are exposed! Yeah, massive Storm on the bio. 1 tank goes down, 2nd tank, 3rd tank as well. Yeah, HonMonO, he was out of position, massive Storms on the bio. HonMonO, he will catch out the Immortals, but oh my god, the Storms are brutal. He stands in the Storms. Oh my god. Regardless, he does take down every high-tech unit. Takes down the Immortals, High Templar, but the Colossus has arrived. Who needs Storm when you have Colossi? Cancels the 4th, but Creator holds. Up! Rocks get knocked down. Thankfully, not on the main army. That can happen, by the way. You can destroy units. That is possible. Thankfully, Creator, he pulls back. Getting a 4th. And HonMonO from here, he backs off. He's expanding, getting another expansion. Now, typically, whenever we do see this rare sight, and whenever HonMonO does go into something like a 4-base economy in TVP, he does often play... I just realized that's a planetary. God, I didn't realize that. I'm shaking my head. But whenever we see HonMonO get a 3rd and get a 4th in this matchup, it's usually for a heavy bio play, heavy marine tank production. As I say that though, no more tanks. Does have the tech lab still in the factory, but he's making Widow Mines behind us instead. Ooh, catch out the Stalkers. Yeah, nice catch here by HonMonO. Does rotate over towards the 4th. But he's pushing into Storms. Up. EMP connects. Storm still going. Oh my god, massive Storm on the army. He stands in the Storms. That was brutal. With that Creator, he holds. He does hold. HonMonO going to be forced back. Behind this, Disruptor's on the way. So Creator is getting into every form of splash damage. Colossus, Disruptor, and Storm. Getting it all. Let's go. Meanwhile, HonMonO pulls away. His 4th base getting up and running. And I'm curious if and when HonMonO decides to embrace Liberators. He usually doesn't. Like, he's usually not that kind of player. Usually more bio-heavy. More active. Tank production has recommenced. And Creator is now getting to a 2nd rover for double Disruptor production. We're gearing up. As the game progresses, I do favor Creator. I do favor Creator here in a longer game state. I mean, HonMonO does have a supply lead, that is true, but again, Creator, he is catching up. And Creator has a more efficient army, or soon will have a more efficient army with all those Disruptors. Now, when it comes to Disruptors, of course, they have a bit of a different, I was going to say different role. They still have the same role in this matchup to Zone. Connections can still one-shot Marines and Ghosts, but they can no longer one-shot Marauders. Despite that, they can still pop up, especially if the army's over stim. So, like, 2 stims, I want to say, and a Nova will still kill a Marauder. So bear that in mind, they can still pop up. Meanwhile, Zealous, they do threaten the 3rd, but remember, it's a planetary. So the planetary is safe and sound. HonMonO rotating. Nice feedback. 5th base is denied. EMP comes in. Ooh, massive connection. Does connect with the High Templar. But he cannot EMP those Novas. Nova goes off. No, no! Massive connection. Yeah, the connection is brutal. He shuts out most of the bio. Marauders survive, but not the Marines. Another Nova going off. HonMonO, he has to calm down. Is going for the expansion. Will get it. Nexus falls. Nice pickup. Oh my, he pulls the boys. He's crazy. The boys are being pulled. He wants to try to collapse on this. Nova's going off. Tanks are going down. He's going to lose 20 probes in the process. Did he pull the wish from the natural? Is that what just happened? I mean, he will shut this down, but the drop he picks up goes into the main. Jesus, that was so many workers. That was crazy. But regardless, 21 probes do fall. And the drop, it just keeps wreaking havoc in the main. And Creator's going for a counterattack. He doesn't care. He's just going for a massive counterattack instead. He's had enough. Get me out of here. As Creator, he commits. Nova goes up. Storm and the Novas connect. Oh my god. Both at once. Vikings, they can shut down the Colossus, but it may not matter anymore. There's plenty on the ground. With the Novas, with the Stalkers. All 3 Colossus will fall. Massive Nova here on the Marauders. And with reinforcements, I mean, it's getting scrappy. Again, Creator, he lost all of his probes earlier. That's going to be another 9 workers falling. But it looks like Creator, he has enough. He has enough. Just rallying everything across the map. Boys being pulled. Marauders holding their own. They do focus on one of the disruptors. Not bad. But Zealot reinforcements have arrived. And Creator, he will still overwhelm. He will still barely overwhelm here. Again, not the end that I thought that we would see with Creator pulling his own probes to take the fight. It was crazy. But I mean, it worked. Did work in the end. Takes down 40 SCVs. Pushing into the natural, so that's 2 disruptors. And we can see HonMonO just trying to set up a surround or even come in to catch reinforcements. I mean, good move. Gets an Immortal. Gets an Immortal. Going for the Prism as well. But there's just not enough here. Prism does go down. But HonMonO, he barely has an army. I mean, he still has an economy, I guess. True. He's on 32 SCVs and mules. Hey, the mules. I mean, he has less mules, though. He has a planetary. As we do have the 4th base footing over as a natural. Creator just reestablishing his army, consolidating, pushing in once again. HonMonO has built up a decent army here with some ghosts. True. Yo, the planetary coming into play. Planetary, he's holding his own. But show us those Novas. First Nova goes up. Up! Oh my god, Disruptor goes down, but the second Nova connects. Second Nova does connect, and 1 Nova, it's enough. It is enough in the end. HonMonO fighting his heart out, but alas, there's just not enough fire. There's not enough Terran. Not enough man with him. Colossus arrives from across the map. GG, good luck gets called. And Creator will take the series at 2-1. Whew. GG. Oh my god. GG, well played. Creator, he takes the series, but that was not an easy one. that was intense, Pappy. GG, well played. Creator, he does take it in the end. A shout out to HonMonO though, because hey, you don't make a good series with 1 player, you make it with 2 players. And that was fun. That was a fun back and forth, very chaotic, very intense. HonMonO is an animal as always, and Creator, he was able to survive most of HonMonO's animalistic tendencies and does take it in the end. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations. Creator will advance on to the grand finals. Oh my god. We'll make it to the grand finals here. And what is our finals? We have a PvZ finals, and I mean, hey, for the first time in a long time, we don't have a PvP finals. You know, we are so used to having PvP finals time and time and time again. It is dubbed the Sparkling Protoss Cup for a reason, but this week, no. I mean, we might still have a Protoss champion, but we have a Zerg contender here. Up next is going to be a grand finals best of 5 between Creator and Young Yakov. Let's go. Let us go. As vetoes are underway, but before the finals, we have something special. We have something special, Papi.